Lee.
My swing is starting to feel better the last couple of weeks.
And Lee hammers one deep to left field. Welcome to Pittsburgh, Derek Lee.
I think they brought me over here for my offense and my defense.
Derek Lee hammers one deep, and that's one is gone. Second home run of the night for Derek Lee.
You know, I'll play the game the right way like I always do, and hopefully someone can maybe learn from that.
Former Cub Derek Lee meeting current Chicago skipper Mike Quade before the game, taking batting practice. All eyes were on Derek Lee last night. Of course, Ryan Ludwig, the two new additions to the lineup. Unfortunately, the Buccos suffered a loss at the hands of the Chicago Cubs, but it wasn't because of Derek Lee. What a debut. 2 home runs as a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates in his very first game. It was quite a night for Derek Lee.
Well, you know, we were told that he had really started to turn the corner and hit the ball much better over the last couple of weeks, but who could have expected that in his first game, going out there and pounding a couple balls over the fence? Just an awesome job, and it wasn't just that, too. He had a great defensive play last night.
PNC Bank PNC Achievement for the Achiever in You, that 2-for-4 performance, second player in franchise history with 2 homers in his debut. Sean Dunston did it in 1997. No debut tonight for Kevin Correa. He's trying to continue a roll. He got a win in his last start against the Atlanta Braves, trying to do better work, Bob, at PNC Park.
I definitely did a great job in that last start against the Braves. That was a real gutsy performance. He went out there and pulled off, and it has been a problem here at home for him, and it's time to correct that. I think he's going to go out there and really give us a good game tonight.
A Correa correction from Bob Waugh. That's the prediction. And Randy Wells trying to turn things around on the road. He has really struggled away from Wrigley Field. It's the Pirates and the Cubbies, game 2 of the 4-game series at PNC Park. Your turn to root is next. McHenry signs the sign, the Fort McHenry sign. He is
like it.
Behind the plate. And ready to go as the Fort receives the first pitch, and it's ball one from Kevin Correa facing Starlene Castro. Correa 12-8, 4.24 ERA.
Castro certainly was a problem last night.
Their lineup: Castro will be followed by Darwin Barney. Reed Johnson led off last night, then it was Castro. Ramos Ramirez returns to the lineup, hits third. Carlos Pena cleanup. Marlon Byrd bats fifth. Giovanni Soto the catcher. Alfonso Soriano in left. Tyler Colvin in right. And then it is Randy Wells. And Correa misses, count 2-1. Castro 3 for 5 last night and hitting .302. 3 home runs and 45 RBIs at the age of 21. And a strike called.
Take a look at Correa's numbers, having a very strong year. Obviously went to the All-Star game. ERA's gotten a little high since that All-Star game, but finally got it going back the other direction after that really good, solid, even better than that start in Atlanta. Excellent start in Atlanta.
Liner to center field and a base hit for Castro. He is aboard Rivers Casino. Tips to win for the Bucks.
Our tips tonight. Correa has not beat a National League team here yet. His 2 wins this year against American League teams, Baltimore and Detroit. So tonight going to have a little bit of a breakthrough. We got a score in the first inning. Wells has an ERA over 11, and hopefully we'll bunch those hits in that first inning. Something we didn't do last night. We got plenty of hits, but we scattered them out all over the place.
Strike one on Darwin Barney. Derek Lee, of course, for the most part, the offense. Of course, he drove in all 3 runs, a solo homer and a 2-run shot against his former club. There goes Castro, taken for a ball and a strike, and it's a safe call at second as Castro swipes his 12th bag. Caught 4 times this season.
A very, very good jump. The throw was pretty strong, but even if it was right on the bag instead of a little high, I don't think it would have got Castro. It looked to me like his hand was only inches from the bag about that time the ball was hitting the glove.
His 12th, just the 38th for the Cubs all season, matching the Cardinals for the fewest steals in the National League. Darwin Barney, who was 0 for 4 last night. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He is having a fine rookie season. Another good crop of first-year players in the National League.
It sure is. A lot of good ones.
Barney hitting just 160 on this road trip in Milwaukee, then on to St. Louis, and now in Pittsburgh. 4 hits and 25 at bats during the trip. We're batting .338 with men in scoring position. How he was able to foul that off. 2-2.
He'd like to try and hit this ball, obviously, over to the right side. Tough to do it with that last pitch. Correa is trying to prevent it, trying to bore that ball in.
So it's still 2-2 on Darwin Barney.
Barney wants to move Castro to third. Correa trying to stop that.
Look how far in that last pitch was. 3-2 on Darwin Barney.
It looked like Correa might have been trying to go for a strikeout on that one. He would chase down the way.
Leadoff man at second, no one out, just underway. Barney hangs in there.
Barney's trying to call for catcher's interference.
Seen that called a couple of times against Michael McHenry this season.
He went with it there. Pointed immediately.
There's a similar swing on the last road trip by David Ross in Atlanta. A late swing.
Kind of an emergency swing to avoid the strikeout. That's what you get. They're swinging real late. That will happen occasionally.
James McDonald was the pitcher in that instance, and he was really unhappy about it. Oh, jammed him, and Marwin Barney singles to left. Runners at first and third, and no one out.
It was not a very hard hit ground ball. He couldn't do anything with it. It was way inside. You see by the strike zone presented by Range Resources. It just kind of rolls it through the hole. Very unlucky for the Pirates of Correa, the location of that little roller.
Barney, the base hit to put runners at first and third for Ramos Ramirez, who was given the night off last night. Ramirez in a 1-for-21 slump on this trip. But a base hit to left. And a 1-0 Cubs lead. A broken bat single. And a frustrated Kevin Correa.
Well, those last two hits are just nothing. Little jams shot. 10 hopper gets through the infield, and then this one right off the end of the bat. Bat explodes. Strong enough to get it to the outfield grass. Cost Kevin a run.
And still nobody out. 3 batters into the game. Correa's reaction.
Yeah, Kevin's pretty good, though, at keeping an even head out on the mound. He doesn't let things bother him too much.
Batter Carlos Pena, hitting .220, but 20 homers and 53 RBIs, takes ball 1. You know, talking to Clint Hurdle before the game about Correa and those splits, where he is so much better on the road. 10-2, 2.74 ERA at home, 2-6, 6.62. Hurdle said that he's probably as mentally tough as any man on the club.
It really doesn't make any sense. Can't come up any kind of a reason for it. Well, this is a much better place to pitch in than most of your ballparks. But the stat sheet is what it is. It doesn't look too kind to Kevin in home games.
Fly ball to center field, sending McCutchen back to the warning track, nearing the wall. Makes the catch right at the Heinz sign. First and third as Barney tags and moves up 90 feet.
A good thing Ramos wasn't tagging. He might have been able to move up. But he didn't, so now we still have that double play in order.
Carlos Pena, despite a batting average now under 220, still with 20 homers. There you see Ramirez kind of conceding. Barney tags and moves to third easily. Bird 0 for 3 last night. Take strike 1. Still wearing that helmet with the protective piece covering the jaw, which was broken when he was hit by a pitch earlier this year.
Well, that was scary looking. The way that ball came off his jaw. It wasn't a glancing blow. It got him flush.
May 21st in Boston. Was activated from the DL July the 2nd. Missed 6 weeks. Multiple facial fractures. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and if you're queasy,
don't look.
Do not look, as it hits him square.
Yeah, you can see it comes back toward the pitcher.
Alfredo Aceves hits Marlon Byrd. Pretty impressive that a guy can come back and be as productive as Byrd has been since that incident.
That is. Talk about mentally strong.
Yeah.
Better be to stand back in after that. I don't know who was catching that day for Boston. Did you see his reaction? He just drops his head and his arms down. Starts looking at the ground. He couldn't even look.
He led the Cubs in hitting last month at .323. Last 9 games batting .382. Veteran Marlon Byrd. Tapper, and the play is at the plate, and that's where they will get a rundown going. And still not retired, and they're trying to get the runner to go to third, and finally he does. And Ivan De Jesus, the third base coach, was telling Ramirez to move. Darwin Barney took a long time to try and get those runners to move up.
I don't know what was going on there with Ramirez, but Barney went way beyond what he should have had to do. I mean, this is pretty amazing to stay alive that long.
Even he got involved in the coaching. He was kind of starting to wave Ramirez, like, let's go.
There's nothing left. He can't stay out there forever.
Ivan De Jesus was waving Ramirez.
I mean, that's the whole purpose where you're going on contact there. If you're going to be out easy, getting a rundown, everybody moves up, and it turns out to be a good play for you. Make the other team play a little defense. Maybe they'll throw one away.
1-2-5, 1-2-3, the rundown.
Not exactly the way you practice in spring training, the rundown, by the way. You're supposed to take one throw. That looked more like
ground ball to the shortstop, backhanded. Cedeno's throw got him. Great work from Correa. Some tough luck. He gives up just 1 run. Could have been worse. Go to the bottom of the first. Pirates come to bat against Randy Wells.
Man, that's no big deal. I've been there before, so it's still all about trying to get on base and trying to make something happen. It's no different. The opportunity just changes. That's it. So instead of driving that runner in from second base, is trying to get to second base.
Andrew McCutchen talking about leading off again tonight. As he said, he is familiar with it. We present our key matchup of the day, brought to you by Day Automotive. .538 career against Wells this season, hitting .333 against Cubs pitching. McCutchen with 13 at-bats against Randy Wells, 7 hits. Last night, 1 for 4. He and Clint Hurdle talked about this yesterday, early afternoon. McCutchen talked about how explosive the Phillies offense was in Philadelphia, and it was all, of course, started by Jimmy Rollins. Both agreed that the Pirates needed, especially with Lee and Ludwig adding to the lineup, somebody at the top. McCutchen the man for now. Here's the rest of the lineup, brought to you by Toyota moving forward. Garrett Jones will follow. Then Neil Walker and Derek Lee, with Ryan Ludwig batting 5th. Pedro Alvarez hits 6th. Ronnie Cedeno, Michael McHenry, and Kevin Correa. Same lineup as last night for the starting 8 position players. 2-2. As Bob said, really important that the Pirates get going early against Randy Wells, whose first inning ERA is 11.25. And a full count.
We talked a lot last night about the importance of this homestand. You know, the facts are, playing a couple teams that are under 500, you got to bank some wins.
Base hit to left.
After losing the first game, the Pirates really have to concentrate on it tonight, but at the same time, boy, what a great time it would be to have a winning streak. It's almost a must. Put together 4 or 5 in a row. See the AGH cam. McCutchen smacks that ball in the left field. A little bit of a reaction from Ramirez, but immediately knew it was over his head. Ramos still at 3rd for the Cubs. I kind of thought he might be playing somewhere else at this time. Thought a lot of Cubs might be.
Yeah, I agree.
It looks like maybe they made a decision that they're going to try and keep more of these players for next year than originally maybe some outsiders thought, like me.
It also sounded as though, had Ramirez wanted to move on, had he agreed, even some reports to the Pirates, he could have and perhaps would have been moved, but apparently let the front office know, Jim Henry, the general manager, that there were certain teams he would not go to, and apparently we don't know for sure. There's Jim Henry, Pittsburgh being one of them. 1-0 pitch to Garrett Jones. The Chicago native takes ball 2. Again, here's the early start to get the man on. And as Bob said, Rivers Casino tips to win. Score early, score in bunches.
Yeah, need to. Last night's game was it kind of bothered me that we were getting hits, but one here, one there, one here, one there, nothing bunching anything together. And then they had their 3-run inning where they put 3 hits together with a sac fly, and wow, they got a crooked number up on the board. And that's what wins games. You got to put 3 or 4 hits together in one inning and make it the first.
Pirates have won 6 of the 10 games played this season between the two clubs. 2-1 count. And it's fouled away, 2-2.
That's a trend we're going to try and keep going.
And also his numbers on the road. 0-2, 788 in his 5 road starts, 7 home games, 5.13 ERA. Both of his wins at Wrigley.
And it certainly just comes down to he's not having a very good year. You look at his numbers, none of them are good. Both lefties and righties are hitting over 300 off of him. What a tough season.
His first start of the year was solid. April the 4th against the Diamondbacks. 6 innings, a run, 6 hits. Spent a little bit of time on the disabled list. Runner goes, fouled off. McCutchen was taking off on the 2-2 pitch. The first start after coming back from the DL after a couple of starts down in the minor leagues against Pittsburgh, made the 28th. And the Pirates beat him and the Cubs 10-0. He gave up 5 runs in 4 innings. And really, you have to look to the July 23rd start against Houston. 2 starts back was his one solid, strong outing of the year, coming back off the DL. Jones, a late decision to swing at a pitch. 2-2 the count remains.
Take a look at the strike zone presented by Range Resources. Looked like a little change up, down, and away. That's one of those emergency little swings where you might catch the glove.
Still 2-2.
The same thing that Barney was doing, and reaching down and away.
Bluff start at first, and look at this. Wow! Giovanni Soto thought he was going, and he throws it into center field. McCutchen took a couple of steps and then put on the brakes.
Everybody yells, there he goes. There's the throw. You know, if it would have been a good throw, Castro's still going to make this catch. But it's a poor throw to boot. It looks okay there, but from that first angle we saw from behind the plate, you could see it tailed way off to the second base side, and Castro had no chance.
10th error of the season on Soto. Errors have been a real problem for the Cubs. They have committed a major league leading 94 errors on the year. Jones fouls off another.
Watch this ball take off and tail. If it's right over the bag, Castro will be able to catch it. This is the easiest time he's going to have going to second base.
3-2 the count on Garrett Jones. And a drive deep to right center field. G.I. Jones, clear the deck, cannonball coming. 2-1 Pittsburgh.
Well, that's the way to clump a couple of hits together, wouldn't you say?
11th of the year for Jones.
Single and a home run. Right down the middle. Wells
at first didn't want to look, then said, let's see how far this thing goes. That was crushed. 12th of the year allowed by Wells.
Well, let's get started.
Don't let off.
Walker's the leadoff hitter here. Let's just pretend that.
Yep.
Don't let that home run kill Riley.
And 2 on Walker.
Two out of 3 tips. Bunched a couple of hits, only 2, but hey, 2 runs. And both of them coming in the first inning. And that's going to help us fulfill number 3. Correa's going to be the National League team at the PNC.
Get his first W against a National League club in his home ballpark. Garrett Jones, who homered in Atlanta Wednesday night, which was his first since July the 2nd, as Walker goes down swinging. This ball on the button.
Right down the middle. He's trying to get out there and pull the ball. He wants to move the runner over, and that moved him all the way home. Nice long one too. 7, 8 rows up deep.
Derek Lee rolls this one to the shortstop Castro. It took Wells 20 pitches to get the first out. And then on the 21st pitch, it's Derek Lee to bounce to short. So 2-1 Pirates, 2 outs, and the batter Ryan Ludwig. Jones said the other day, finally starting to feel better, like starting to have a clue once again at the plate. Really lost for a while. 0-1 on Ludwig.
I'm sure would be nice for the team if he would, well, for him too, if he find that long ball bat with some consistency.
Ball hit the other way, and it was a foul ball. Colvin can't hang on. Certainly not much room in foul territory approaching that short fence.
He just takes a quick peek, see where it is. Knows he's getting close. Just needed another 2 inches of reach.
Tyler Colvin in right field, so Ludwig another chance.
He likes the ball up, doesn't he? Up and out over the plate. Not so much down and in, or down in the middle, or down and away.
And inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ludwig. Ludwig 4 for 9 in his career against Wells with a pair of homers, 2 and 2. 11 on the year for Garrett Jones, now with 40 ribbies. Stays 2 and 2 on one of the new bucks. What happened there? What happened?
He kicked the ball. I mean,
well, why would he go and do that?
literally kicked the ball. Watch him. Watch him.
What's this?
He's watching the ball. Pow. I don't know what that was.
We'll have him mic'd up tomorrow on our all access
That's right,
night.
yeah.
I'll have to ask him about that.
Soccer player.
Another 2-2 to Ludwig, and it is strike 3 call. The Pirates leadoff hit from McCutcheon, and then the Garrett Jones dinger to take the lead. This blast, his 11th, and after 1, it's 2-1 Pittsburgh. Home run. Now 7, 8, 9 hitters in the lineup against Kevin Correa, Alfonso Soriano, Tyler Colvin, and the pitcher Wells. Soriano 0 for 4 with an RBI last night. Now 0-2. Soriano, who homered in each of the last 2 games of their series over the weekend against the St. Louis Cardinals. Three-run homer on Saturday, a 2-run shot on Sunday to finish the month of July. Back-to-back home run ball games. A month in which he struggled, hitting just 186. And a total of 3 home runs for the month of July. It's been really an up and down season for Soriano, and probably say that about his Cubs career. And he goes down on strikes. Well, tomorrow night, all access night here on Root Sports for Game 3 of the series. Third base coach Nick Leva will be mic'd up. We'll have an in-game interview with Pirate skipper Clint Hurdle, an interview with Charlie Morton after his start, an inside look at the Root Sports TV truck, or as we call it, the trailer. Backstage access to the players-only tunnel, view from the announcer's perspective. You can listen in to the TV director online, see parts of PNC Park not open to the public. Social media reports from Lacey Collins. A lot going on tomorrow night.
Who wrote truck on there, by the way?
Probably somebody in the trailer.
Yeah.
Joe? He didn't write it. But you'll be able to listen. I want to do this, though. I want to be able to listen during the game. Can I do that online tomorrow night myself?
Sure. Yeah.
I want to hear Jeff Mitchell call the game.
Ready, want to take one?
Yeah.
Going to be very excited. You and I will be next door, right? So
let me check our schedule.
Are you on TV, Greg?
I am on TV.
Oh.
That means
I'll be over there.
I'll be on with Steve.
I'll be
Billy Murillo
listening to Mitch.
Oh, there's a fly ball hit deep, but it is hooking and hooking and hooking. It is a fair ball. Oh, what a bomb by Tyler Colvin. Just his third, a player hitting only 107 this season on a 2-1 pitch into the Allegheny.
Only hope was if that ball would have hooked foul. It looked like it was high enough to go over the foul pole.
One of the most prodigious home runs ever here at PNC Park.
Right on the inside corner.
Strike one on the pitcher, Randy Wells. That one wound up in the river. And up the middle, the pitcher, Randy Wells, with a base hit. 2-2 ball game. Another look at this massive home run from Tyler Colvin.
The inside corner, he opens the hips. There's no question this ball's out of here. Look how high it went. It had to get over the top of the foul pole.
Clears everything.
You see where it landed. Looks like it hit down on the grassy bank. Took one big hop and into the drink. It is retrieved.
Starlin Castro singled and scored in the first. That gentleman hangs out there on the banks every night, just in case.
Well, he doesn't get many, does he?
No. Not one every 3 years.
When they built this ballpark, we thought it was going to be,
yeah, all the time.
Yeah, trying to get like names for them, like what we're going to say when it goes in the river. Well, I haven't had to say much.
We say it's rare. 1 ball, 1 strike on Starlin Castro.
Mitch just had a good one.
Another hit. Kevin Correa needs to regroup after striking out. Soriano gives up Colvin's home run. The pitcher Wells singles, and Castro with a base hit to right.
It's the Cubs that are grouping the base hits. They've got 6 now through just an inning and a third. And one of them is in the river. The ball almost got mishandled out in right field. Castro wanted second base. The ball was not handled cleanly. But you have a pitcher running. Sometimes that's okay. Other times, station to station. Apparently, that's what Wells is.
Ball in the dirt to Darwin Barney. First and second, one away.
21.
21 in 11 years.
Yep. 21 balls in the river. 11 years.
Bounce to the right side. There's one. And not in time for the double play. Close play.
Thought they were going to get it. Not an easy one. Walker had to move to his left. Bang, bang. How far Walker had to move. That's really what made it not a double play ball.
Good call.
Well, it's easy with the AGH cam, isn't it?
Yeah. We could all be umpires if we had that. First and third for Ramos Ramirez, the broken bat RBI single in the first. Drive deep to center. And Ramos Ramirez just crushes his 20th. A 3-run shot, and the Cubs lead it 5-2.
Yeah, that was pretty majestic. Got all the way to the Pirates bullpen in the back. That was a monster shot there.
Well, Ramirez might not have Pujols numbers at PNC Park, but it sure seems like he feasts on Pirates pitching in this yard.
Just a poor location for a breaking ball. That's a hanger. Ramirez didn't have to wonder if it's going to make it. He knew it. Ball went back into that notch in the big green batter's eye.
5-2. The AGH cam. A Ramos Ramirez swing. His 40th career home run at PNC Park.
Hey, get him downstairs. Go, Payne.
1 ball, 1 strike to count on Carlos Pena. And a ball to the wall in center field his first time.
Heard somebody in the Cub dugout say, get him downstairs. Juan Pena swinging at anything up. Trying to cut that ball in on his hands. A cutter, short slider, whatever you want to call it. Ray uses that against lefties a lot to try and jam them.
Two count.
The Pirates have done pretty good work in the last couple of years against the Cubs. They were beating a lot of teams, but they were handling the Cubs. Cubs trying to get some revenge for that. Take some wins for us when we desperately need them.
Cubs were 24-8 against the Pirates in 2008-2009 combined, and then the start of last year, coming into last night's game, Pirates 16-8 against the Cubs, trying to turn the table. Now the Cubs trying to be spoilers. Mike Quade Time in the Pirates organization. A lot of years as a minor league manager and coach of the Cubs. Took over for Lou Piniella last year.
Pirate organization for a while.
Yeah. Down on strikes. 4 spot against Correa. A couple of home runs. The Cubs take back the lead. It's 5-2. Home run, 5-2, and so does Tyler Colvin. Both were bombs. And now Pedro Alvarez leads off the second.
We have a correction.
What do we have?
Correction.
Drum roll, please. And are they listening in the trailer? We have an update.
I misheard the announcement. It was 29 balls have made it to the water.
Instead of what?
21.
Let me write this
29.
down. 29.
In 11 years.
21 in 11 years.
21.
Okay. Now, how many into the grassy knoll in dead center? How many
we haven't
into the
kept track
bullpen?
of those.
Line to the right field. Keep track of that one. And Pedro Alvarez into second base with a double. Alvarez with a couple of hits last night. And a leadoff double here in the second.
Well, even though you've gotten behind by a pretty good amount of runs here early on, you look out there, and I don't want to disparage Wells, but his numbers aren't that good this year. So you got to think, well, we're probably going to get some more runs here. Just got to keep after them, and this is a good way to start. Launch that ball in the corner, get the leadoff double. A nice play by Colvin to make it semi-close at second base, barehanding that ball off the wall.
Cedeno.
Little concrete curb out there. Looks like that's what the ball hit. Came straight up.
All those different surfaces on that Clemente wall. So many things can happen.
You have to really be careful when you get in there and expect any kind of a bounce. You don't know what you're going to get.
You and Tim got a real good look at that wall the last homestand. I think the Open was out there, right?
Yep. Right out right in front of the Rivers Casino sign. In fact, we were talking about that just before we taped it. We were looking at all the different places the ball can hit and how it's going to take different bounces.
One and two on Cedeno, 1 for 4 last night. Had Cedeno had the type of career the Cubs thought, Starlin Castro might still be in the minors. Cedeno was supposed to be their long-term answer. There's a line drive caught by Carlos Pena.
Good base running by Alvarez. Last night he got picked off second base. And this time, got that line drive the other way. He had to be thinking run, but instead he froze. And there was no chance of doubling off. Pena goes up the ladder. Immediately looks to second base. Alvarez scurrying back.
Slick fielding first baseman Carlos Pena.
A couple of them in this game.
Now Michael McHenry with Correa on deck. McHenry 1 for 4 last night. 256 for the year. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. You have to believe that Ryan Doumit isn't too far away from returning. I believe scheduled to catch again tonight. Back-to-back games at AAA Indy. He caught 9 innings last night. 1 and 2 on McHenry. As Neil Huntington has said, that doesn't mean that McHenry is going to all of a sudden take a back seat. Let's see him getting a little rest once Doumit returns, but they continue to rave about the job McHenry has done defensively, calling pitches, taking charge, and even offensively contributing. But he goes down on strikes. Chris Snyder also on the disabled list. Tonight's AGH Sports Medicine injury update on Chase Darno on the 15-day disabled list with a broken right pinky. He is very close to returning to baseball activities. Injury update thanks to our friends at Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Alex Presley was examined by hand specialist from AGH, Dr. Mark Barrett's today. And they might look for some kind of special protective glove, protective device where he could maybe start playing despite the fact that that numbness, that nerve damage hasn't gone away. This pitch has popped up in foul territory and Carlos Pena will make the play. Leadoff double, stranded at second as Alvarez through 2, 5-2 Cubs.
Is sponsored by Barrel Automotive. Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. Let's go Bucks.
Third inning and 5-2. Cubs lead it. Barrel Automotive League leaders. Infield hits. Pirates are right up there. Just back of the Padres and Astros, and the Cubs just behind the Pittsburgh Pirates. Barrel Automotive definitely worth a click.
Well, the Pirates for most of the season had those lineups with a real good speed in them. I'm not surprised to see that number up there that high.
A couple of the players that had a lot of the infield hits, Presley and the other Jose Tabata. We mentioned that Presley is encouraged by how he's progressed, especially over the past week. Actually took live batting practice today for the first time. It's one of those things, as he said, it's just not going to go away until long off season. So he's going to find a way to get back. Hopefully soon begin rehabbing. He's terribly frustrated, understandably so. And Jose Tabata, talking to him today, he says some days are good days, some days are bad. He just has no idea right now when he is going to begin resuming that rehab. There he is. So he just doesn't know. One day encouragement, the next day, like today, he seemed really frustrated by it. And Clint Hurdle was talking yesterday like he needed McCutchen to fill, as he said, about a 2-week gap until they started getting some players back. It's sounding as though maybe Presley might be the one who's sooner to return, as Alvarez fans on the bare hand try. It'll be an infield hit, just like we're talking with Marlon Byrd.
I'm not sure he was going to be able to make a play, but he definitely didn't get the bounce he wanted. Playing very deep, long ways to come, but then look, see how it hit the grass, just died, kicked to the right, no chance.
10th infield hit for Marlon Byrd.
It's going to be a very difficult play to begin with, but that bounce is just horrendous. Non-bounce.
So it's Giovanni Soto, who last night was 1 for 3 with an RBI double. He grounded to shortstop Ronnie Cedeno to end the first tonight. It was a big blow last night, that Soto double in the 6th inning off Paul Mahalem. A 0-1 count on the Cubs catcher. 28 years old. He hit .280 in July. Another player that spent some time on the disabled list. And the fastball there for a strike, 0-2 on Soto. Cubs 44 and 65 on the year. The Pirates 54 and 53. And 1-2 on Soto.
Definitely trying to work him upstairs, get him to chase. Wasn't going for a double play ball.
Two and 2.
Well, that time he might have been going for one. The ball down and away. Hoping Soto could either swing and miss or reach out, try to pull it. Hit the ball Cedeno.
It's drilled to center. McCutchen. And this one gone.
Into the shrubs.
Ten for Soto, and the Cubs with 3 home runs tonight lead at 7-2.
I haven't seen the ball fly out of here like this in quite a while. Just And all the home runs are clearing pretty easily. A little bit of a breeze blowing straight out to center field tonight. Taking advantage of it. It's well up on the hill. Right on the barrel of the bat. Perfectly placed.
Ray Searage, a trip out to talk to Kevin Correa, whose home struggles continue tonight. And bullpen action.
Yeah,
Tony Watson.
You don't like to do it this early, especially this time of year. Everybody's innings are starting to pile up. But can't leave Kevin out there much longer. 9 hits now.
Correa threw 145 innings last year with San Diego, went 10-10, a 5.40 ERA in 28 appearances. He's at 100 and about 37 innings now. James McDonald has also thrown a lot of major league innings compared to last season. It's one of the reasons why the Pirates hinted even before the All-Star break that they may go to a 6-man rotation to take some of the load off some of these pitchers. Heard Neil Huntington talk about Brad Lincoln again yesterday down at AAA, and of course Ross Ollendorf. Sounds like Ollendorf might have maybe just one more rehab start, and he might be ready to rejoin the club. And this one is crushed deep to left field. This is a bomb. Wow. Soriano hammers his 18th, and Kevin Correa is getting just bounced around here.
Yeah, that ball's up in the second level of the bleachers.
Wow.
There's the replay, a little up and in, and it's out of here. And Colonel is going to be making the change.
Kevin Correa gives up 4 homers for the second time in his career back in 2003 in Los Angeles as a member of the Giants. His first season in the big leagues, he gave up 4 home runs. Oh, they just clobber Correa tonight. 8 runs, 10 hits, 4 home runs, no cheapies, and he has an early exit. Long men in the bullpen now.
He's been very effective when he's thrown strikes. And he's been throwing a lot of strikes lately. Keeps pitching like that, he won't be a long man much longer. He'll move into a more important role. So that the bullpen just kind of evolves, the totem pole. People go up and down depending on the performance.
Colvin hit the solo home run last inning into the Allegheny River.
Watson will have to pick up some innings tonight. Park's been playing so many games without a day off. It really makes it tough when you're not getting long starts, or you're playing a lot of extra inning games, because they've been doing that.
Off of Colvin. Here's this Colvin home run. His third. Colvin coming into this ball game batting .107, 11 hits and 103 at bats. Just above the Bilecki line.
That's for pitchers, isn't it?
I thought it was for anybody.
Oh,
like the Mendoza line. Well, normally for pitchers, you don't usually see a big leaguer struggling to go above the Bilecki line this late in the season. Colvin called out on strikes.
Watson gets a hand. Watch the location. A little outside. Maybe we need that right now. Wells has him a nice lead now.
Cubs scoring 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 3 in the third. No doubt the questions will come after the ball game about Correa. His ERA in April was .290. In May, 4.15. In June, 4.46. And before tonight, July, an ERA of 6.08. Two and two the count on Randy Wells. Into right, and Garrett Jones.
Well, one thing you have to remember about Kevin too, he's never really been a real low ERA guy.
An innings eater, essentially.
Yeah, and, he's one of those guys that pitches a lot of innings. He gives you those innings for about a 4 ERA. And that means that he's probably had, some ups and downs where he'd have a couple of bad games and then he'll throw a nice little string of good ones together. But today, probably hasn't had many as bad as this one.
Castro 2 for 2. Tony Watson, a reliever in his first couple years in the minors.
You see a lot of lefties. I mentioned this when he was pitching in Philly the other day, that especially with left-hand hitters, they really rely on that breaking ball all the time. Watson throws just a ton of fastballs, a ton of them. He's not afraid to throw the number 1 in there.
A starter in his early minor league career, his first 3+ years in the Pirate system, and then converted to reliever last year with Altoona. And a walk to Starlin Castro following a strikeout and a flyout, and Darwin Barney will come to the plate. Barney 1 for 2.
Talking earlier, Greg, about when Barney was up with the good young crop of players in the National League that have come up, first-year guys. It's going to be very interesting to see when it comes down to that Rookie of the Year voting, which way they go, because there's not only good players but good pitchers. Are they going to go pitching or hitting? I don't really see what kind of biases the voters have. Strong candidates everywhere,
and some involved in pennant races where here the Cubs are not. For example, Craig Kimbrell, a rookie closer for the Atlanta Braves, battling the Phillies. There's Vance Worley, fine rookie pitcher. Jerry Lane now conversing with Darwin Barney as Michael McHenry called time to talk to Watson. Alfonso Soriano followed the Giovanni Soto home run with one of his own after hitting just 3 in July.
I would say there's been fewer balls hitting to the second deck in left field than have been hitting to the river.
Exactly. No question about that.
And that's where he put his home run. That, to me, is a much rarer event.
And fewer balls hit into the second deck, fewer into the Allegheny General Hospital rotunda, whether it be the first or second rung. Derek Lee's approached that first rung last night. And that's a very rare occurrence. Home runs out there.
I guess the longest one still is, since we're playing the Cubs, might as well bring it up. Sammy Sosa.
Yep.
Hit the little house out there.
Yep. Hit
beyond center field.
Right there.
That's a poke right there.
Who was the Pirate player that hit it about 3/4 of the way up the Green Monster?
That was Kip Wells.
That was one of the more prodigious home runs in PNC Park history. And there's a liner to left. Darwin Barney 2 for 3.
Kip Wells hit one of the best home runs and gave up.
Oh yeah.
He was the one that gave up the only home run to ever make the water on the fly.
Darrell Ward's the only one that, while he was with the Astros,
Houston Astros,
hit it on the fly into the Allegheny. Sammy Sosa's home run, August 12, 2002, off Dave Williams, 484 feet. The longest home run in PNC Park history. That one that was hit by Tyler Colvin, they estimated 451 feet, but they don't estimate any more of the others other than the ones that bounce in the river. So,
well, we can estimate the one that went in the second deck out in left field. It's 383 to the fence. Say it had to go 450.
Well, let's see, the Ramirez home run. Steeltown tells us in the truck, Jason Steele, the Ramirez home run estimated 417. The Soto homer 411. The Soriano homer 440 feet.
40. I was going to say 50.
All told, the 4 home runs total about a quarter mile. Again, those are 4 bombs, not cheap. Remember, Bob, when we used to have the Christmas trees from Indiana?
Used to be out
but
there.
I guess they weren't able to keep them rooted strongly enough, so they had, unfortunately, that was a really neat signature item of PNC Park. This ball popped up in foul territory, and Derek Lee. And that concludes a long top of the third. The Cubs up 8-2.
Sports is sponsored by Pepsi Max. Go to 2012springbaseball.com for a chance to win a trip for you and 9 friends. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go, Bucks!
Andrew McCutchen, who led off the bottom of the first inning with a base hit, takes strike one from Randy Wells. Bucks down 6. However, point out that Randy Wells came in with a 6.16 ERA.
We can't get them all back at once. We need to start chipping away like a ice sculpture, you know. We're going to try and carve a swan out of a block of ice. Just chip here, chip there.
Two and two.
Even you look at it this way, if we get a couple of runs here, you're only 4 runs back, and that just doesn't seem like you're out of the ball game. 4 runs back, and there's still 6 innings left to play. We'll get those first 2 though.
Very close. Bob Davidson over there. Emphatic no swing. 3-2 on Andrew McCutchen.
Good call, Bob. He did not go, not close.
To third. The swoop and the throw and the play made by Carlos Pena.
Pretty nice footwork over first base.
Ramirez sails a throw over there, but Carlos Pena saves an error.
Yeah, Pena showing why he's got that gold patch on the back of his glove. Change feet, went off the backside.
Ball one on Garrett Jones. As we were leaving that replay, it almost looked as though he was coming off the bag. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jones. Jones, who homered his last time up, pops this ball up to left. And Soriano for the second out. Get the toe back on there.
Well, he's got the gold glove.
Yeah.
Nice play.
Carlos Pena. They knew they had to replace a gold glover in Derek Lee. They traded Lee last summer to the Braves. So they signed Carlos Pena.
See that Rawlings with the just your normal human being. It's red, but the gold glovers, they get the gold label on theirs. Kind of a neat little thing Rawlings does. There's a red label. It's kind of like Potsky's. The red label is just your normal salmon egg.
The what?
Potsky salmon eggs.
Oh, okay.
The red is just your normal salmon. Here.
Oh. But you might go somewhere else in terms of the labels.
Scotland, you mean?
Yeah. Three and two on Walker. Walker struck out in the first following the Jones home run. Shot knocked down by Barney, kept it close, throws to first, and not this time.
It was a heck of a play, but did he look like he kind of waited for a while to make the throw?
Whether he didn't have a grip on it or what.
Was he waiting for Pena to get to the bag? Right there. He had to not have the grip on it. Pena was waiting on it. Knocks it down. Now I thought he would throw right there.
Yeah, I think he needed to get it. Still couldn't get a grip on it.
I think he had like maybe a thumb and his longer finger holding the ball.
The longer finger.
That was an
the
official.
Bernard longer finger.
That was an official wording in somebody's note page. I can't remember now. I think it was Atlanta's, wasn't it? Somebody was on the DL because Schaefer, the center
George
fielder.
Schaefer, yeah.
He had a broken longer finger. The play again as Walker beats it out.
And now Derek Lee, who bounced to short in the first inning. Talking to a lot of the Cubs people, in particular Len Casper, who's been TV voice of the Cubs for a while. I made it a point to come and see us. Said you guys got perhaps my favorite player of all time, true pro, and Derek Lee. A fly ball to right. Colvin for the final out. Bucks leave one and through 3 innings. Cubs leading at 8-2.
is sponsored by Toyota. Buy right the first time and save more. Visit your local Toyota dealer for details. And by AT&T. Let's go Bucks!
Fourth inning, 8-2 in favor of the Chicago Cubs. And it's Carlos Pena against the lefty Tony Watson. And strike one. Pena 111 strikeouts now to Fannin in the second. Fifth most in the National League. Pops this ball up to center fielder Andrew McCutchen. Trivia question brought to you by AT&T Mobility. Last night, Paul Maholm was on the mound for the Bucks. Paul Maholm has 699 career strikeouts. Who are the only three Pirates lefties since 1900 to have more?
Well, I'll go with. Do I get the first pick?
Sure, you always do. No reason to change tonight.
I'll go with John Candelaria. Now it's your turn.
Thank you. Bob Veal.
Ooh, good one.
Now your turn. Two and one.
I'll go with John Rainbow O'Malley.
I didn't know he played for the Pirates.
Rainbow O'Malley.
Really?
At the big bender?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
that's why they call him Rainbow. Yeah. He had that big bender, a big left-handed curveball.
Oh, yeah. Fly ball toward the line and left. It is deep. Marlon Byrd has homered on a 2-1 pitch. Look at him racing around the bases.
He's got a triple.
Marlon Byrd, number 6.
It's the fastest I think I've ever seen anybody go around the bases for a home run. Wow. Another pitch in the middle of the plate. And then he watched it maybe just for 1,001, 1,002, and then he took off.
I wonder if he was trying to set a record for fewest seconds rounding the bases after a home run.
Would anyone know what that would be? They keep track of everything nowadays, maybe. But he was flying around the bases.
I actually do think there is a website, I'm not kidding, that keeps track of that. I really will have to ask the trailer. 1 ball, 1 strike the count on Soto. The Chicago Cubs have hit 5 home runs. 5 different players, leading at 9-2.
Couple of steps. And
once he knew it was gone, that's when he takes off.
He picked up speed, I think, going around second base right here. Now, and right there, see, he picked up a little speed.
This ball popped up. They're all swinging for the fences now. Soto already has 1. And despite that being a routine pop-up, he was racing to first.
Yeah. Absolutely. Running as hard as he could just about down to first base. Made a little short turn.
Soriano homered his last time up. Last time the Pirates gave up 5 home runs in one game, June 10th, 2008 against the Washington Nationals. Cubs hit 5 homers in a game last year, June 9th against Milwaukee. Ball and 2 strikes on Soriano.
What's he writing down? Obviously not much. Depends on where it's at.
He's keeping track of the times around the bases.
Could be his job.
Yeah.
Well, that's a well sharpened pencil too. Always liked a nice sharp pencil. Look at that one.
Yeah.
In the old days, there's a lot of things to write about it. Dugout. Keep a lot of charts.
And this one drilled deep to left field. This has a chance. Holy mackerel!
Well, Soriano's not going to break any records getting around.
The Chicago Cubs have hit 6 home runs, 2 for Soriano. #19th for Soriano. 10-2 Chicago. His 28th multi-homer game of his career. And this is a fly ball to right, but every fly ball is met with some gasps from this crowd. In disbelief, the folks here at PNC Park watching the Cubs tee off on the Pirates. Home runs, the most by a Pirates pitching staff in one game since August 4th, 2002 against the San Francisco Giants. The Cubs have hit 6 home runs for the first time since September of 2006 as Ryan Ludwig flies out to right. Those 6 home runs the Pirates gave up in 2006, August 9th at Houston. A strike on a Ramos, or rather Pedro Alvarez, who doubled to start the second. It ties the record for the most home runs by an opposing team at PNC Park. August 4th, 2002 was that date. Well, it was 5 years ago. The Pirates gave up 6. Last time they did it, that was in Houston. Randy Wells, a struggling Randy Wells. This is exactly what he needed. A comfortable lead with which to work. He can relax.
Got a great cushion going. And don't have to worry about a thing.
And he gets Alvarez.
We better get going on that ice sculpture.
Get going now with our trivia question and looking for the answer. Paul Mahalam's 699 career strikeouts, the only 3 Pirate lefties since 1900 to have more. Veal, Wilbur Cooper, and John Candelaria.
I think Wilbur Cooper was who I was trying to.
No, he was the guy you were thinking of. It wasn't Rainbow Simmons, huh?
O'Malley.
Oh, O'Malley.
The Irish guy.
Rainbow O'Malley. Again, I didn't realize he had pitched for the Pirates.
Not many people have realized that. Or pitched for the Pirates. I thought I came up with a pretty good name.
That was excellent, actually. Line to right. And a trap. A base hit for Cedeno, who lined out to first baseman Carlos Pena. We'll bring up Michael McHenry. The line out for Cedeno in the second. Now the base hit to right.
Colvin wanted to come up throwing the first.
Well, that would have been a no-no, right? Ooh.
Daniel wouldn't have liked that. It's a no-no when you throw a pitcher out over there. No to that pitcher anyway.
Drive deep to left center field. Soriano is over, and he gets there. Michael McHenry driving it toward the left center gap. That's the third out. We'll move to the fifth. Cubs 10, Pirates 2. All of us at Root Sports and the Pirates appreciate your support. Let's go Bucks. here on Root Sports. Hope you'll tune in tomorrow night. All access throughout the evening. Here's Jason Grilli. Kevin Correa started, went 2+. Tony Watson 2, and now the veteran righty Jason Grilli in his 6th Pirate appearance.
You know, Greg, there's probably some old school baseball people watching tonight that are kind of wondering, how come all these home runs and nobody's getting knocked down, no inside pitches, and I understand that. I mean, for years that's the way it was done. But I think that sort of thing is kind of going away from baseball a little bit. And I, for one, I know that I hit a lot of people for a lot of what I thought was good reasons, but I never bought into, well, I'm giving up home runs, I got to hit somebody because they're doing their job. So I was never, I was going to hit somebody because I wasn't doing my job. The time for pitching in really is before you give up the home runs, not after. You want to pitch in and establish the outside part of the plate early in the game so you're not giving up the home runs. There's no use doing it after you've given up the home runs. It's the old horse in the barn door stuff. We got a shot there of Steve. I'm sure Steve is definitely in the
old school category.
Yes, Steve Blass. He's about as old school as you can get when it comes to these kind of pitching matters. I'm sure he's probably one of those baseball people that wonders, why isn't somebody getting knocked down tonight? But it's not cut and dry like that anymore.
Why do you think that that's the case now that they're not doing it as much? What happened, do you think?
Well, I think
they used to do it, but they're not doing it much
guys
anymore.
Getting hit in general nowadays, you don't see it very much. The umpires take charge. You get the suspensions handed out. It is a different type of game than it was 30, 40, 50 years ago. It's changed in that regard.
A line drive into center.
And we can always, if you really want to argue about this, we can show that clip of Bird getting hit in the face again, and use that as a background to talk about should we be throwing at guys, because it's a very dangerous thing to do just because you're mad somebody hit a home run off you. So there's reasons for you got to protect your players if they're getting thrown out, thrown at. If somebody's taking liberties out, cutting the leg of your shortstop, trying to turn a double play, things like that, you got to defend them. But for me, and this is just me personally, and I don't like throwing at guys because they hit home runs.
Base hit for the pitcher, Randy Wells. Of course, it doesn't mean you can't pitch in now, even though.
Of course.
Not meaning the purpose of trying to hit the guy, but
especially
they are getting up there right now. I mean, watching this game at home, you're thinking, but they're getting up there comfortably, going up there, and they are swinging for the fences, every one of them.
Well, maybe you should be pitching away. How many home runs have been hit on the outside corner, pulled out of the ballpark tonight? I've seen some inside pitches get hit a long, long ways. Colvin's ball that went in the water, that was inside. The ball that went in the second deck in left field, that ball was inside. So maybe we should actually be going to the other side of the plate. Just saying.
Well, that's interesting because I've heard some suggest that in recent years, home runs seem the predominant number of home runs have been on the outer half of the plate.
I agree with that 100%, but I haven't seen it tonight. That's why I noticed where those pitches were, because they're not on the outside half of the plate tonight. Guys are spinning the wind on the inside.
0-2 on Castro, on base 3 times.
The ball that we'll take a look at the location on this pitch. Hit down and away. See that? Now that's really what you need to be doing right there. Getting some swings down and away. There's been a couple pitches that were just right down the middle, go out of the ballpark tonight. Soriano's, I believe, was up and in. The one that went long ways to left. Bird's, I don't remember. I'm not sure I watched that one.
Ramirez hit his to dead center.
Ramirez was a hanging breaking ball. Remember that?
Yep. Soto's was to dead center.
I mean, if these guys are hitting good pitches, you know, you're throwing a real sharp little slider down and away, and somebody dives out and pulls it and hits it out of the ballpark, you know, then maybe there's a message there that you need to send. But if they're hitting what you consider mistake pitches out, that's more on the pitching than the hitter's doing anything wrong.
6 home runs tonight.
But as you said, you still have to pitch inside, not off the plate inside, like knock people down, but you got to throw the ball like inside, you know, to jam people, that sort of thing. Stay out of the middle of the plate. I mean, just pitch like you normally would pitch all the time. Change speeds, work fast, throw strikes.
Ball popped up, and when this catch is made, let's watch the Root Sports strike zone here on these home runs.
Inside, gone. That's that hanger. Yeah, there's one that maybe is iffy. Up and in, gone. Inside half, thigh high. That was well up. Out of all those pitches, one of them you could say was kind of in a decent spot. Everything else, not a real good spot.
Cubs took advantage. Ramirez a 3-run homer. He has driven in 4 runs tonight, giving him now 67 RBIs with 20 homers on the year. Coming into tonight's game, having struggled on this road trip, but he just more often than not seems to get well against the Pirates, and in particular here at PNC Park. He called home for a time. Ramos Ramirez. First trip to the big leagues, 1998.
How old was he then? 20 or something like that?
I believe he was 20 years old when he made his debut. Remember when he went hitless in his first, or how many at bats? Actually, he was 19 when he got the call up.
He got a standing ovation.
Yeah,
He got
his first hit after going 0 for 24 with a 2-run double at Three Rivers against the Mets' Greg McMichael, and they gave him a standing ovation after starting his major league career 0 for 24. Starlin Castro just 21.
I think at 21, wasn't the year he was 21 years old, he had 100 RBIs?
I believe.
That's a lot of success early in your career. At 21 years old, you hit the century mark in ribbies.
Drove in 112 first year at PNC Park. Was traded in the summer of 2003. Fly ball to left, Ludwig, and McCutchen give chase. It's McCutchen. Through 4.5, 10-2 Cubs.
for the Cubs may be right as well. In this year's draft, they selected a Gretzky. That's right, son of Wayne Gretzky, Trevor Gretzky. Now, the first baseman from Oaks Christian High School, who, yes, wears number 99, just like Dad. There were some reports that he had signed with the Cubs a couple weeks ago. After checking with Chicago, they told me that is not true, so he may actually go to college and play at San Diego State. He batted close to 400. He's over 6 feet tall, and wearing number 99, it just seems fitting, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, really, what other number, right, Dan, in terms of Trevor honoring his father? I believe it was Tony Gwynn, who is the coach for San Diego State, who said that he believed he was going to forego college and sign with the Cubs. But interesting stuff there from Dan that Trevor Gretzky has not yet signed, apparently. 6'4", 180-pound first baseman.
Well, if he does go to San Diego State, Tony Gwynn, good guy to learn from.
Yeah. Xavier Paul bats for Grilly.
Pirates having a tough time since that first inning. At 11.25 ERA in the first. It held 2 to form. Not much after that for Wells. Soft. Get an inning. One of the bad things, if you get blown out at home, your bullpen has to cover an extra 3 outs. You don't have to do on the road. You need to have the bullpen going extra innings of any sort when you get into August. Guys are getting tired.
Follow the Pirates with the MLB.com at Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit Pirates.com for details. Milwaukee leads St. Louis 3-1. Tracking that game. Matt Holliday hit his 16th, homered last night. The lone run for St. Louis. At the bottom of the third, the Milwaukee Brewers have won 7 in a row. Start the day 3.5 up on St. Louis, 5.5 in front of Pittsburgh, and the Reds 7.5 back. Brewers trying to win their 41st game at home against only 14 losses. Best home record in baseball. It's drilled to left. Soriano over. McCutchen is out number 2.
Let's go Bucks. Let's go Bucks. I hear you.
Not giving up.
Nope.
That's okay.
Look at those eyes. Cautious. Garrett Jones has been the offense tonight.
Pirates are down 1-0. Jones, second batter in the bottom of the first, makes it 2-1. Things were looking good, but the Cubs bats.
Well, that ball might have been outside half. That ball was well outside.
6 Ks for Wells, has the big lead, and 10-2 Cubs.
Home of the Tempur-Pedic, the most recommended mattress in America. Let's go Bucks!
Now the Buccos have been gaining fans everywhere. And there are some that came all the way from New York to root for the Bucks. Black and gold all over the country. Not much to root for tonight, though. Xavier Paul's been moved to center field.
And the new pitcher, Chris Resop. I think I heard you talking before the game with Stan Savern about various ways that you can get some players some time off. And this is one of the things you do.
Oh, yeah. You get them out early in games like this. Let them. This is a long one.
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock already, and we've played just 5 innings.
McCutchen gets the rest of the night off. Clint Hurdle was asked before the game about is there a direct correlation between the Pirates losing and that 19-inning affair in Atlanta. So everybody's kind of pointing to that one.
Mentally, I would say no. Physically, I don't know if it was that game, but that road trip,
grueling.
It was hot. You know, I mean, it was just a grueling thing. But you hate to point to stuff like that, because is there any other team that doesn't have to do the same thing? They're all playing same conditions, same schedules, flying all over the country. It's just something you have to put up with. Starting pitchers, they got to figure out a way to try and stay fresh, and they cut way down on their throwing on the side, that sort of thing, and hope that the conditioning that they've been doing is going to pay off now. No worries about that guy, though. Daniel McCutchen, I think he could throw 100 pitches a night.
Threw over 90 in that 19-inning game.
I cut you off, though. What did Clint say about
Well, he said there's just no way of knowing it. He said that's possible. He talked about the club could be tired. Talked about the mental toughness, and talked about how this is where you have to take a step up, and it's a long stretch. The season's long, and here you are involved in a pennant race. But again, there's just no way of knowing whether that's the reason. But there's no question, I think, in anybody's mind, as you said, Bob, it was hot, the games were long, there were rain delays. That was some kind of stretch. And then you went into Philadelphia, And he pointed out what I think we discussed on Friday in Philly. The team looked tired that night.
Sure.
They really did. In Philadelphia. They're going through stretches that many have never gone before. Being involved, of course, in a major league pennant race. The heat of the summer.
Kind of like Star Trek.
Yeah. Yep. Pirates haven't had a day off since July 21st. They won't get another till a week from this Thursday. In the right center goes Garrett Jones. Marlon Byrd is retired.
Nice play by Garrett. Had a nice jump on it. Into the cap. It'll look easy.
McCutchen 1 for 3. Lined out his last at bat. Bucks have lost 4 straight, 6 of 7 coming into this tonight. Xavier Paul, the new center fielder. And the Cubs go down in order. 1, 2, 3 for the first time in this ball game. They're well out in front. Some amazing shots from the AGH cam. On the mound for the Cubs, Randy Wells giving up the 2 first inning runs. With the big lead, he is throwing some strikes and for the most part just coasting. Walker has struck out and reached on an infield hit. Two and 0. Wells trying to win for the second time in his last 3 starts. Gave up 4 runs in 6 innings against the Brewers. His last time out at Miller Park, a 4-2 loss. That came off a victory at home against Houston. 6 innings, 1 run, 5 hits against the Astros on July the 23rd. Ryan Dempster won on Sunday in St. Louis. Last night, Carlos Zambrano won. Randy Wells is well on his way to a W. Tomorrow night, it's Matt Garza going up against Charlie Morton, and then Rodrigo Lopez against James McDonald. See his last 3 outings. Randy Wells was chosen in the Rule 5 draft. Oh, ripped foul.
Didn't stick though, did he?
That was in
a few years back.
2008 spring training with Toronto. He pitched in 1 game during the regular season and then was returned for the Rule 5 draft rule. Shortstop Castro. Brings up Derek Lee. Talked about the last time a Pirate debuted with such flair. 2 home runs in 1 game. 3 Rivers. September 2nd, 1997. Sean Dunston had been acquired earlier that day and homered twice in front of a raucous crowd at 3 Rivers. The former Cub shortstop Sean Dunston. Derek Lee hit a pair in his Pirates debut last night.
The last time the Pirates were playing for something late in the year. Right there, that looked like a pretty nice ballpark. I liked it. When that
Bob, that was 3 Rivers Stadium.
Yeah, I like the way that looked.
Had to like the look of these 2 homers to left, and as we said, approaching that rotunda. And his second one well into the seats toward right center.
He definitely is a true professional. Dan asked him after the game why he didn't come out and tip his hat. He said, because we weren't winning. Team comes first.
The Pirates, when they were discussing possible additions to the roster before the July 31st deadline, Clint Hurdle pointed out, we're not going to bring in any jerks, anybody to disrupt what we're doing here. Castro casually throws on to get Derek Lee.
Might have came off the bag a little bit that time. Maybe a little bit of a stretch.
Castro has committed the one big downside to his game. Still young, obviously, just 21. He last year hit 300 his rookie season at the age of 20. But he has committed 18 errors this season, had 27 last year. But they figure he'll grow into it.
And that's I think what's kind of common for young shortstops, a lot of errors early, and they end up getting better. You see that quite a bit through history, really. It's kind of like the young, hard-throwing pitchers that are wild at first, and then they evolve into, you know, sometimes control pitchers.
Let's see, Washington beating Atlanta 9-3. We're talking about that stretch of games in Atlanta, the 4-game series against the Braves, those marathon nights, rain delays, and of course the 19-inning affair. The Braves are just 3-3 since that 19-inning victory over the Pirates, and they're about to drop to 3-4 since. So you wonder if there's any correlation, as Ryan Ludwig isn't happy about that appeal going against him, nor is Clint Hurdle.
Oh man, was that poor call. He did not swing at all on that one. You know, Greg, there was a theory for years that was why the Cubs never won, because they would just get wore out and tired, wore down, because they played so much day baseball.
What do you think of that theory?
It's a possibility. I mean,
they haven't won.
Yeah, there has to be some kind of reason for it. They've been, although I will say this, since the first time I heard that theory, they have had a competitive team most years. But they do play some night games now, too. So.
Ball 4. 2-out base runner. Ryan Ludwig draws the walk. It's the first allowed by Randy Wells.
When I first came a part of Major League Baseball in 1980, I think that's when I heard that. Guys talking about why can't the Cubs ever win? And there were a few people that would say, well, it's because they play all day games at home. And by the middle of the summer, they're wore out. Worn out. It's with an N at the end.
Nothing wrong with that. Dizzy Dean, that's all you're doing.
Ludwig Stills here with, I could say, stole it.
Yes. He stole it. Dizzy.
He wore number 17. Dizzy Dean.
Oh, that's right. You were 17.
Yeah. I know that because it's hanging on the wall in St. Louis. Retired it.
See if Ludwig steals second here. We got a situation. That's what's running through my mind.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't care what you say. Stole it.
Well, they're not holding him on.
Yeah.
Let's go Bucks! Let's go Bucks! Let's go Bucks! Let's go Bucks! Let's go Bucks!
You got to keep the faith.
That
keep
away,
the
guys.
faith. That's right.
Clint Hurdle yesterday. We were talking to Hurdle about, up until this past week, everybody he talked to, his friends, as he calls it, in his world, whether they're texting or emailing, or when he saw them, hey, great job, Clint, you got these guys playing so well, great job, exciting, resilient. He said the past few days, going, oh boy, you guys, it's just awful, things are just terrible. He said how quickly things change in this long baseball season. He's been through it all. Now that he says the sky is falling, but
well, that's where we're at right now. You win 4 or 5 games in a row after this little stretch here, then you're everybody's favorite again.
Yep.
It can turn around just as quickly the other way, and we need it. We need it to turn around. Yep. Very tough schedule this month. We get out on the road after this homestand, we're playing a list of the better teams in the National League, at least standings wise.
Here's a look at the schedule.
Go out and play the world champions, San Francisco, and then of course Milwaukee, who's red hot right now, leading our own division.
Let's take a look at the big stretch there, Bob.
Well, yeah, we come home. Well, the big stretch,
yeah,
is right there. Look at that.
There's a stretch of games right there for you. That will tell a whole lot about the 2011 Buccos. 10-2 Chicago. This deal includes any ticket purchased for any of the remaining Pirate home games for the rest of the season. So don't miss out on some great promotions, key divisional matchups, fireworks, and more. Go to Pirates.com for tickets. These fees not being waived. The Pirates are paying all fees for all tickets purchased now through this Sunday. Again, go to Pirates.com. Matt Diaz takes over in left. He'll bat in the first spot of the order. Joe Beimel will bat fifth. Correa, Watson, Grilly, Resop, and now Beimel facing Soriano, who has homered twice. And you can bet with a 10-2 lead, he's looking for his third of the night. Now with 19 home runs, a 6-homer night for the Cubs. Tyler Colvin homered into the Allegheny in the second. Ramos Ramirez later in that inning, a 3-run shot to center. In the third, Giovanni Soto homered to center. Soriano followed that with his 18th home run of the year. Then in the fourth inning against Tony Watson, Marlon Byrd homered to left. And with 2 outs, Soriano hit his second home run of the night. And in Milwaukee, Cardinals and the Brewers are tied up. Funny thing, this pennant race, you find yourself rooting for teams within your division ahead of you, and you don't get lost. In this case, trying to slow down the Brewers, even though the Cardinals are a couple of games up on you.
Yeah, when that series, I first looked at it, I was like, well, who cares? But it's starting to become an issue now that Milwaukee get a couple losses here.
And don't look now, Cincinnati leading 5-0 at Houston. Edgar Renteria hit a grand slam for the Reds. One on Colvin. That's drilled to right center field. And Tyler Colvin off the wall in right center. This might be what he needs to get on track. Mike Quaddy's been talking about the fact that he and the Cubs still believe in Tyler Colvin, despite the fact he started the night hitting just 107. Drills that ball off the lefty Beimel.
Makes a believer out of me right now. I'm wanting him to show him something. They need some youth, and they've got a couple in the middle of the infield.
Recalled on Thursday from AAA. He was down there playing for the I Cubs, 50 games at .256 with 7 homers. It's his third stint with the big league Cubs this season. He's on their opening day roster. He was the guy that Steve Stone talked about, I think, last year.
Yeah, said why isn't he up here playing every day?
Steve Stone, now a White Sox commentator, made those comments on a Chicago radio station, and that didn't please Lou Piniella. Colvin will tag and go to third. Colvin, tough season-ending injury on a broken bat. That was talk about a scary moment. He's on third base. Here's the play. Broken bat piercing his chest. Man, frightening moment. Collapsed lung. Obviously taken immediately to the hospital. Missed the final couple of weeks of the season.
It was almost like a Steve Yeager moment.
Yeah.
Yeager was on deck circle, though, I believe, and had a bat go through his neck.
Wasn't Yeager then the one who started to develop that piece?
He was the first one. Yeah, nobody had it.
The catcher's mask didn't really have anything below the neck at all.
No, nothing to cover the neck. Just that piece that hangs down that didn't have that back then.
He started this a little plastic flap.
Yeah, he used I think a piece of shin guard that somebody cut up and made for him, and he hung it off the bottom of his mask to protect his throat where he had been severely injured. And it was just swinging there so that it wouldn't get stuck or anything. And everybody copied that, and a lot of companies started making their mask with that on it. It was no more just something you made in your garage at home. But now they've actually got those bars that come down. And if you drop your chin down like when you get into a blocking position, then that bar actually goes right up against the vest and gives you a lot of protection.
Two and one on the young shortstop, Starlin Castro. He's hitting over 300 and hit 300 as a rookie last year. Only two players in history have hit 300 in their age 20 and 21 seasons while playing shortstop in the history of Major League Baseball. And there is another hit for Castro. He had 3 hits last night. He has 3 hits tonight, on base 4 times, and the Cubs have scored 11 runs.
16 hits tonight.
Arky Vaughan, by the way, one of those 2 players, was 20 when he debuted with the Pirates in 1932, and Alex Rodriguez with Seattle in the mid-90s. They have quite a gem in Starlin Castro.
It looks like Darwin Barney's going to be pretty good too. They have that middle infield down for quite some time. These are the 2 guys I was talking about. They've got the youth covered in the infield. I'd like to see Colvin take charge in the outfield with a little bit more of a power bat. And I think you have to pay attention a lot to the ballpark you play in Wrigley Field. Maybe you have to make sure you get some guys that can hit the home run there. Obviously, Colvin has got some pop in that bat. So I'm going the river.
Joe Beimel. 1-2 count. And a one-handed base hit for Darwin Barney. "17 hits for the Cubs."
Almost one-handed. Did keep that bat on there until contact. The hand immediately came out.
Most hits given up by the Pirates this season. Joe Beimel has allowed 3 hits as he faces Jeff Baker batting for Ramirez.
Well, we certainly need a strong start from Charlie Morton tomorrow to put an end to this. The strength of this team has been the pitching staff. Charlie needs to reestablish that tomorrow.
There he is. That is the truth. They really need someone to take a stand on that mound.
Put a foot down right on the rubber.
A hurdleism. Put a foot down. See if Charlie Morton can do that tomorrow night. In the air to right. Jones. Foul out. And they keep it here. Despite that scoreboard. Continue a great baseball tradition, and the folks will enjoy singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Follow the bouncing Eaton Park Smiley Cookie and join everyone watching at home on Root Sports as we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Cubbies. Fort McHenry due up second in the bottom. A few moments. Some changes here for the Chicago Cubs. Chicago comfortably in front. Jeff Baker stays in the game to play third. And the new pitcher is Ramon Ortiz. The veteran Ramon Ortiz. Cedeno takes a strike. One ball, one strike on Cedeno. One and two. Andrew McCutchen exacted some revenge on Ramon Ortiz back on July the 10th. Final game before the All-Star break. McCutchen hit that home run in the third inning when Ortiz started here at PNC Park. The Pirates went on to pound him and the Cubs 9-1. Took a while. 2-2. Remember McCutchen being beaned last year when Ramon Ortiz was a member of the Dodgers in late August, and Zach Duke did not retaliate, and Duke admitted later that he dropped the ball. That was just a miserable time in the Pirates clubhouse.
Yeah, when you said that, I'm thinking that was the Dodgers, Greg. That was Ortiz was a Dodger. Yeah, that was a quiet bus. After that,
McCutchen was hit in the back of the neck by a fastball.
Well, see, now those are the times where you have to protect your players.
Retaliate, yeah.
That's when you have to do stuff.
It was May of last year. I think it said August. It was May. And Ortiz was pitching for the Dodgers. 1 ball, 1 strike on Michael McHenry. And think about it, when McCutchen was brushed back in successive pitches by Ortiz, the second one was up toward his head. Actually didn't hit him, but toward his neck. And then Ortiz came to bat the very next inning. And so you don't get that opportunity too often. And Zach Duke had a chance to retaliate and did not do it. Two and two the count. And McHenry goes down on strikes. A lot of folks big fans of Andrew McCutchen. This Sunday the Pirates and Padres meet at 1:35. All youngsters 14 and under get an Andrew McCutchen drawstring bag courtesy of Bayer. Come early for the #1 Cochran Kids Fun Zone on Federal Street. Stay after the game. All youngsters can run the bases thanks to H.K. Anderson Pretzels. Go to pirates.com for tickets.
Nice play by Diaz on deck. Handled a tough hop. I don't know if you
didn't
saw
catch that.
or not,
No, I didn't catch it.
Wow.
He did, apparently. I didn't.
The ball was jumping up. Looked like it might tag him in the chin. He was able to grab it. A lot of tricky bounces off the stone backstop.
1-2 on Paul. Another former Dodger, picked up this year by the Bucks off waivers. There's that.
Was that wall like a English muffin with all the nooks and crannies? A lot of crazy hops. Is that limestone, right?
Mm-hmm. One of the features.
I think it would
features of PNC Park.
I think it would be greener than that. Being limestone.
Kind of surprising. But it does have some tricky hops. Those balls sometimes will come right back to the catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they'll deflect toward either dugout. We talked about that right field wall here at PNC Park. Various bounces. Same is true on pitches that go back to the backstop. Xavier Paul, 2-out walk. Brings up Matt Diaz.
Speaking of nooks and crannies, there's a lot of them here. The outfield is full of them. You have all the different surfaces along that Clemente wall. You have the notch 410 feet away, and talk about different surfaces. The rotunda. And really that limestone theme all throughout the ballpark. Really a nice accent.
Matches some of the work outside this beautiful structure.
Can you use a limestone in a margarita?
I probably, after a few of them, why not? This pitch is drilled toward right center, but Marlon Byrd retires Diaz in the gap in right center.
a little differently, kind of take you to places that you normally can't see during a broadcast, whether that's in the players' tunnel, out on the field to hear from a coach, different suites, the press box, and guys, the most fun that I'll get a chance to have is actually take our viewers inside the production truck, aka the trailer, where they're going to actually get a chance to put faces with the gypsies. You refer to the gypsies all the time, but we never see the gypsies.
Wow.
Tomorrow.
There's a reason.
Well, that's true.
There's a reason you don't see the gypsies.
That's true, but we're going to let it slide because it is all access. Tomorrow night you'll get a chance to see the gypsies. One other thing they're doing that's kind of cool is our director, Jeff Mitchell, will actually be, well, he's on a headset every night, but he makes a call throughout the game that everybody gets to hear, and he's calling for cameras and different shots. Fans can actually listen to that on the internet. So they'll actually get a chance to see what he does. And then we'll actually watch him from behind when he's not looking and kind of try to mess him up a little bit. Maybe just a little.
I think that would be so cool to listen to Jeff Mitchell, call each shot as you're watching the game.
I didn't want to get in your No, you're okay.
That is really neat.
I think it would be neat to be in there, listen to him. I have heard him a couple times. And he'll let me listen in every now and then.
Well, I've listened also. Sometimes his button gets jammed, so I get to hear it.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah, that's when it
happens.
That's when he lets me listen in.
Yeah.
The button
we like it.
Mitch just wanted to know if I wanted to. All right, ready to.
Well, you're directing now?
Whoa, who's that? That's two? I don't know which camera's which.
Kind of hard to direct if you don't know which camera is which.
That's right. Number 2 apparently is Dan Potash's camera. There's two. That's going to be. Is that high home? That's number 2.
Billy's trying not to laugh hysterically.
4 and 6 in center field. I would be lost.
Well, it's fascinating to listen to him call a game. Nice little pick there by the shortstop. Cedeno swung over to the right side of second base.
All these shots as they change, every one of them, you change from the bat contact to the Walker catching the ground, or Cedeno catching the ground ball to Cedeno to everything. That changed right there. Everyone, there's another one. They're all being called out immediately.
You have to anticipate the shots. So he's looking at, well, you'll find this out tomorrow. He's watching a bank of monitors right now, looking at what shot he wants next.
In the trailer, they have the numbers on them, so that makes it a little easier.
Right, Mitch? You need those numbers, right, Mitch?
"19 cameras. King Gypsy just told me tape machines are colors and letters.
It's all access tomorrow.
Because I've heard the King Gypsy go ready red, roll red, something like that. I don't know if it's ready red, but I've heard him say roll red. It says something else red. But they have all kinds of terms down there that they're like codes that only they know what they mean.
Off of Varus, and the speedy Tony Campana going to reach easily. Campana pinch hitting for Bird.
They didn't feel very good. Nice recovery though by Varus, able to go over there and make some kind of a play on it.
$18 hits for the Cubs. That's a season high for the Cubs. And a season high allowed by the Pirates. Soto, one of 6 home runs hit tonight for Chicago. hit hard. Nice play. Cedeno not able to get the out. As Campana beats the throw.
A good hustle by Campana in a game that's well out of hand. See the AGH cam showing Cedeno making a nice play, but that a good hustle that gets Soto a base hit. He's not going hard all the way to second base and beat that, then Soto loses a hit. I kind of thought some of the Cub players might be coming out of this ball game. Guys like Soriano, for instance. Which maybe they're just getting him this last shot at getting 3 home runs in a game.
Bird's now out of the game. Ramirez gone.
This might be it for Soriano. Bird flew the coop.
I think so.
Sure as we would have had a. We'll have to do that. Get a Bird's still there. Get a clock on him on that home run he hit.
Yeah.
Going around the bases.
Yeah.
He just ran around like it was inside the park home run.
That Bird homer came in the 4th inning. Cubs scoring once in the 1st. Pirates made it 2-1 on the home run by Jones, but then 4 in the 2nd for Chicago, 3 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. Well on their way to a resounding victory. Breaking ball bounced, and a nice play made there by Alvarez. Beautiful play.
Beautiful.
Very athletic, strong throw. The double up Soriano. 5-3 DP. Another look.
As he said, very athletic.
Beautiful pictures from the AGH cam. (11-2) Cubs well out in front. Garrett Jones, a high drive to right. A 2-homer night perhaps for G.I. Jones. It is.
It's been the night of the home run. Not a lot to cheer about tonight, but the fans were into that one.
And you know, a tough stretch of games. We talked about it. It's you try and focus in on some positives, and Garrett Jones said before yesterday's game he's just starting to feel so much better, so much more comfortable at the plate. A home run for Jones, his 12th of the season. Oh, nice stab by Barney. Wow. Made that much closer than it should have been an infield hit for Walker.
Wow, that's called playing real hard right to the end right there. Oh.
Sheesh.
Look at the effort. How about how quick he gets rid of this ball? Going straight to his backside.
Steve Pearce, his first at bat, came on to play first base for Derek Lee. Some of the regulars giving the rest of the night off. It's important that Pearce starts to deliver offensively.
He was really swinging a bit well during his rehab work. I was surprised he didn't come up here hot.
Ball hit toward the right center gap and over to make the catch, Colvin.
All right, take another look at Garrett Jones' second home run of the night. Got everybody stirred up. AGH cam. Pretty swing when it works. They're all pretty when they hit those long ones. This one not as long as most tonight. Probably a mere 385 or so. They all count exactly the same. Whether they're second deck in the water or second row.
Brandon Wood bats. Fly ball to left. That's pretty well hit. And that ball is gone. Rings the bell. Brandon Wood off the foul pole. His second career pinch hit dinger.
You love to hear that sound, don't you, when it's going down there close? One of your guys has hit it. Bong noise as it hits the pole. Listen.
That was a good one, too.
That was a real good one.
The AGH cam will show you where it hit. You heard the bell.
Right there at the screen, you can hear a rattling noise.
It's the first pinch hit home run for the Pirates this season. Number 6 on the year for Brandon Wood. Former first-round pick of the Angels. The game is out of hand. It's good to see the Pirates put a little bit of a hurting on that Ortiz ERA.
You know what I was thinking, just before Wood hit that home run, it looked like Walker walked down, or not Walker, Jones walked down and was saying something. And we see that home run again. Got out of here. walked down and said something to McCutcheon, and I was wondering if that could be something about Ortiz.
That is a fair ball. What a play by Carlos Pena. Robs Alvarez of a hit.
It's good to see them.
Yes,
the ERA up.
Good to see. Exactly right. Just exacting a little bit of revenge.
I think I can play some first base,
yeah,
can he?
Can.
Boy, he's
everywhere.
Really put on a nice little show tonight. And diving across the line.
Spectacular play.
And that was a very good sideline catch, I guess you could say, he made with his toe on the bag earlier.
Yeah.
That errant throw by Ramirez.
Broken bat pop up. Retires Cedeno. Bucks pick up 3. A couple of home runs. The solo shot from Jones. A pinch hit homer for Wood. Extends his hitting streak to 24 straight games, singled in the 5th inning. Jared Weaver receives a 6-game suspension by Major League Baseball for throwing at Tigers catcher Alex Avila. Arthur Rhodes has been designated for assignment. A longtime veteran, 21st big league season, a 4.81 ERA. He's not done yet. Somebody will pick him up. Johan Santana, rehab start this week. Canceled. We'll have his shoulder re-examined on Thursday.
We're going to show, I think we're going to show the bat breaking here that Ronnie had. Watch this, AGH cam, right off the very end. Watch the bat. Oh, it's like it's sawed in half. There was no splinters, no nothing, just like it was pre-cut right in one spot.
Crazy stuff. Joel Hanrahan getting some work in. Brandon Wood takes over at second. Two on Tyler Colvin, a 2-hit night and a titanic home run in the 2nd inning into the Allegheny. Hanrahan's brilliant numbers on the year. One ball, 2 strikes.
Beard is like coming along nice.
Sure is.
Nice and thick. It's kind of the mark of a closer nowadays, to have some kind of decent beard going. Next road trip, we'll see the master of the beard. We've got gnomes living in there. Is that what it says?
Right, right. And hit the other way, and Tyler Colvin, be a big item for the Cubs. He has 3 hits tonight. The Meadows Racetrack and Casino presents these scores. Reds leading the Astros in the 8th inning, so they will move to within a game of Pittsburgh. If that holds up, the Brewers bounce back. They lead the Cardinals now 7-6 in a wild affair. Nationals beat the Braves. Mets over the Marlins in the 9th. Phillies have a 4-0 lead against the Rockies. Base hit to right field. Blake DeWitt batting for Ortiz joins the hit parade.
You know, Greg, I was thinking about the score there. The Nationals, 9 runs off Atlanta, and I'm thinking those must have been some pitchers we didn't see. Who they get 9 runs off of? Even if they got the starter out there early, who in the bullpen gave up that many runs? Their pitching was incredible when we saw them.
Well, as we talked about the hangover following the 19-inning affair, and the Braves now are 3-4 since that 19-inning victory. Derek Lowe started, gave up 7 runs in 4 innings.
Derek Lowe is looking like the weak link in that rotation.
Castro on base 4 times, 3 hits, RBI.
Come on, Joe!
21 hits for the Cubs. Now count of 3-0 on Castro. Last year became the 20th player in Major League history to hit 300 at the age of 20. Turned 21 March the 24th. The Cubs went to Las Vegas in spring training, and Mike Quade said the only thing they had to worry about, they had to keep him out of the casinos. That's how young Starlin Castro is. And he hits this ball toward right, and Jones over, its foul.
Yeah, not really all that far from where they have spring training to be able to go up to Las Vegas for a couple exhibition games.
Major League debut with Chicago. It's pretty phenomenal. Last year promoted May the 7th.
There's a lot of teams down training in Arizona. They have coached a lot of the traditional Florida teams over the years. One of the good things, if you're a player there, or I guess a fan for that matter, is everybody is really concentrated in a nice close areas. Hanrahan blows a fastball by Castro. Everybody enjoys that. Castro has been tough on us. Finally got him out. Fastball would be a little up and in. 97. No long trips in Arizona, though. Everybody's fairly close by. I don't think they have teams down in Tucson anymore.
They're getting ready for the post game. As Teak and Paul Alexander. Popped up, shallow right. Two outs. Nissan presents the road ahead, looking for better things tomorrow for your Bucks. Game 3 of the 4-game series. 6:30 airtime with the pregame. Also 6:30 on Thursday night, and then the Padres come in pre-shirt Friday. San Diego and the Bucks Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon the homestand concludes. Charlie Morton tomorrow against Matt Garza. See the matchup tomorrow. Garza against Charlie Morton.
We were saying earlier, Charlie needs to have a good one tomorrow. Put a stop to this losing streak.
Baker is retired. 11-5 heading to the bottom of the ninth. Friday, all fans through the gates get a Pirates t-shirt courtesy of Trib Total Media. Come out early on to Federal Street just outside the ballpark. Enjoy live music and festivities during the Barrel Kia block party. Go to pirates.com/free shirt Friday. That's the free shirt you'll be receiving on Friday night. Blake DeWitt stays in the ball game to play left. And John Graybo will look to finish things off here.
The Fort. And I don't think he had much work tonight blocking balls. I don't recall a whole lot of balls being bounced. There's some days it seems like he's smothering every other pitch. But
yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing.
Maybe we needed to bounce
yeah.
more.
They're hanging in there. Fort fans.
Well, he's got a bunch of them. He has become very popular here.
And down the line and left, and a fair ball. Double for McHenry to start the ninth. He has come along with the bat as well. He was 1 for 4 last night. There's a double tonight.
Yeah, it took him a little while to get the bat going. We were a little concerned with that for a little while. Obviously a fine defensive catcher, has all the tools needed for that. Real high energy, you love that about him. And then he started hitting him. Doing a good job with that. He does the other things well enough too. You're not looking for him to give you a whole lot of offense, but he'll hit about 250. That would be just fine.
Roller, shortstop, and retires Xavier Paul. And Paul, who pinch hit in the 5th inning, stayed in the game to play center. Now gives way to Matt Diaz. His second at bat. Andrew McCutchen was 1 for 3. And a base hit. Puts runners at first and third.
Well, maybe it'll be Garrett Jones that has a 3-home run night.
That would be something to see.
Matt been using that helmet all year.
There's the first home run. And here in the 8th inning, his second home run.
In another moment, hopefully we'll be replaying that 4th home run, or the 3rd, excuse me.
Andrew McCutchen, the last Pirate to hit 3 homers in the game, August 1st, 2 years ago, against the Washington Nationals. To center.
Get one home.
The sacrifice fly for Garrett Jones gives him 4 RBIs. McHenry scores to make it 11-6.
Well, Jones definitely the silver lining tonight, but the silver linings when you're in a pennant race just don't seem as important as they do at other times.
Eric Fryer bats for Hanrahan. Talk about earlier, Marlon Byrd getting hit in the face. Fractured jaw out several weeks. Eric Fryer can tell you all about that. Suffering a similar injury last season. A bizarre twist. He and the other catcher down there, Tony Sanchez and Bradenton, both suffering similar injuries. Fryer was hit just below the left eye. Left eye socket fractured. He was hit by a pitch July the 2nd last year, playing at Bradenton, high A ball. Two count on Fryer. Backing up Michael McHenry.
I was looking today at the catcher ERAs. Fryer's is the lowest of all the guys that have caught up here this year. Kind of interesting little tidbit.
He's done a real nice job. Chris Snyder, of course, is on the disabled list after back surgery, but quietly, Eric Fryer.
I'm sure Mr. Hurdle notices exactly what Fryer has been contributing.
Ryan Domet tonight caught 9 innings, was 2 for 4, AAA Indy, so he goes back-to-back games. Jason Jaramillo relieving him because they're going extra innings at Gwinnett. So Domet not too far away from returning. And that foul tip ends the ball game. Strikeout for Graybo. And a long, miserable night for the pitching staff as the Cubs trounced the Pirates, collecting 21 hits, the most hits by a Cubs team since April of 2005. 11-6 the final. Post game coming up next.